was comprehensively the single best performance regular season in the history of the Detroit Football Lions. The box score doesn't indicate what the Lions did last night. Comprehensively, that felt like 70-10. I don't know that I've ever seen the Ravens get bullied. And you know what I like about this?
I was about to say Derrick Henry falling down.
Okay, stop. Derrick Henry rage falling was the best thing I've ever seen. I could watch it on a loop. Both teams had guys out. You dominated both lines of scrimmage. Every fourth down worked. They bullied the bully. It is the type of performance that, look, I think it's good for the soul. We talked about, hey, if they go and lose, no big deal. They're still an 11-win team to me. But what I said is if you win, it does make me feel better. Like, I'm open about it. Does it make me feel better about coordinator shuffle? Yes. Now, the D-line thing is fascinating because if you would have told me Lamar got sacked 7 times by anyone in football, I would have said that's impossible. Nobody can ever get him down to the ground.
Right. I'd be like, wait, did they play the Browns again?
It was the Bob Muhammad quartet. Because Aiden didn't do anything until the fourth quarter. It was just this idea of all the stunts and spying him, but maintaining your rush lanes. It was perfection. I've been here for 25 years. That is the single best game I've ever seen the Detroit Lions play.
The discipline on the defense of the spy, not falling for the head fake, not falling for whatever Lamar tries to do. Just make the tackle. Your teammates will be there. This was the best and most complete Detroit Lions game ever.
They're now a 12-win team. Full upgrade from 11 to 12.
You're still running trick plays. You're still going for it on fourth down and you're still making it. You got people running wide open. Check. Looking at the defense, Calvin Shepard. Well, he dialed up the perfect defense for the Ravens. Lions can't beat them.
People, and you should hear Mike Valenti before this saying that the Lions win over the Ravens was the biggest win in franchise history, regular season franchise history. Honestly, I don't feel that way. I feel like, and I don't know all the big wins they had. You had the Monday night game versus the Bears. That was a electric win at Ford Field. I guess this being on the road. I feel like, and this is my opinion, in my opinion, I just see it as, I thought Green Bay victory on the road last year was their best victory, best victory that I've seen in a long time, regular season wise. And I think people underrate that game. They went into Green Bay last year. People forget this. It was like sleeting or raining. They went in there and punched Green Bay in the motherfucking mouth. Like, people forget that game. I forget the fourth down call, fourth inside the 5 or at the 5. St. Brown running that little looping out into the pylon on fourth down. That, to me, was a better game than Baltimore. And I get it, getting over Baltimore, getting over the hump of Baltimore. Getting over the hump of Baltimore, I definitely get it. Finally beating Lamar. We had a few close games with Lamar. Ford Field, the Justin Tucker field goal. I get it. The blowout of 2 years ago. Wholeheartedly understand it, right? But they went to Green Bay, it was raining. And Green Bay shouldn't even have scored a touchdown. Green Bay shouldn't even have scored a touchdown. And they got a touchdown because Amik Roberts got some type of stupid fucking PI penalty. They gave them a new set of downs and they scored a touchdown. They didn't even fucking score a touchdown. They barely scored a touchdown in that game. That was a domination. That was, let's put it to rest that the Lions can't play outside in elements. They went there and they ran all over the Packers. Pick sixes. They ran all over them. You know what I'm saying? In the rain. I felt that was a more important victory for them. And even though, for the most part, last year should have put the rest, they can't play on the road. And most people didn't notice that all they losses last year came at home versus Tampa. They lost. And they lost against somebody else. But it was at the crib last year. Tampa was a loss. And I forget who else they lost to last year at home. And then they lost to Washington in the season. So people forget that. People forget it. I felt like that was a more important win. I think another impressive win was at Green Bay again, staying out the season when they could have, when they stopped Green Bay from going to the playoffs. That was one of the most very important regular season wins. That's what tipped the fortunes in their favor. That's what turned the corner. So that's my opinion. But I get people saying that was impressive. You living in the moment, all that. Went to Baltimore, smacked them in the mouth. I mean, Baltimore, Lamar has an amazing record versus NFC teams, and they sent the message when everybody picked against them. Everybody picked against them. But I get it. We in a moment. We knew Lamar gave us problems. Baltimore gave us problems. And they broke them down to the molecule. They broke them down to the molecule. They broke them down to the molecule. So, but I definitely understand. Baltimore was an important win. They only beat Baltimore once in franchise history. And Baltimore ain't been around that long either. But they only beat Baltimore once in franchise history. So, I think it was 2005 on Monday Night Football. It ain't like we play them every year neither, but I think it was important for them to send a message. So, you get a win over Baltimore, get a win over Cleveland, you halfway through the NFC North, you get another win versus Cincinnati pretty soon. Then you just got to deal with Pittsburgh, which they're going to really get it together by the time we play them. So that should be a good game, a really good game. But yeah, there's been some electric moments, man. I mean, going back to the 90s, probably was some good, wins. But this regular season win versus Baltimore, I mean, you had Lions fans, posting videos of, Baltimore Ravens fans talking shit. And then when they, lost and then, they ain't have shit to say. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, and it just seemed like when the Lions are on prime time, somebody with a Bengals license plate little thing. But it seemed like when the Lions are on prime time, it's better. Don't nobody, Sunday night games or Monday prime time games hit like Detroit. I mean, the fans travel, they travel well. They travel just as well as Steeler Nation. And really, Steeler Nation don't travel. They just got to, and them and that Cowboys fans and Niner fans, like legacy teams like that, they don't travel. They just have fans every fucking where. Cincinnati, fucking Cleveland, and Orlando, and Charleston, South Carolina, fans everywhere. But, the Lions are probably the most funnest team to watch, and it's really hard to dislike them because America is an underdog story. So, in the brand of football they play, and they put points up, and they play defense, and they got special teams, and I think the brand of football they play is good for prime time. You see Kansas City the last couple of years, it's like you want to go to sleep on these games. They always gonna find a way to put the Jets, the Giants, because of the market they in, on primetime TV. Dallas, Pittsburgh, Niners, Jets, Giants. Those are the teams they always gonna find out. Now, if you got a Mahomes, a Brady, a Manning, they rightfully so, they deserve their primetime games. But the Lions just seem to be great on primetime. They seem to be great on primetime. They seem to be electric. The atmosphere is different. Even that Buffalo and that Baltimore game, it didn't hit like it don't hit like our shit. Especially when we inside the dome, it go crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I think it was the one of the most watched Monday Night Football games since 2006. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and the subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live and drop video. Follow me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Amazon, Kik, Twitch, the whole nine. Peace.